Alright guys, so you should have gotten your 2 emails. Yes, there were 2. I know I was a little sneaky about that. But let's face it, if I just would have sent you a guide and not the basics, that just would have been irresponsible of me, okay? So what I did is I sent the first email, okay, and it was the basics. I really need you to read that email, go over it, and make sure that you understand the stuff in it. Growing zones, where's your growing zone? Last frost date. Um, Plants, you need to be able to research and know about the plants that are on the guide, okay? You need to do some intuitive gardening, like common sense. Watch for things, figure out where your area, things that are in your area, things to do about seeds and soil. So definitely read that first email. And then in the second email, I sent the guides. Okay. So I knew you were just going to scroll down, get the guide, and just go off. And the thing is you just can't plant a seed in soil and walk off. It's not going to work. It's just like anything. And as I mentioned, I mean, the first 2 years of gardening, I killed my garden. We didn't really have anything produced out of it because I didn't take the time to learn and research. I took for granted what my parents and my grandparents did, okay? So you have to spend some time doing that. All right, so second one, you did get your guide. And then this is a suggestion. As I said, for my area 7B, you have your calendar where you can mark the days on the calendar and then mark what day you actually planted it on. And then here you can write, big, I planted here, March whatever, and you can kind of keep up with what you're doing. And notes, did it work? Did something not work? And it's okay to fail. It's going to happen. You're going to mess things up. Some things are not going to work and some things are, but the more that you practice or the more that you garden, the better you're going to get. Just like if you're playing a sport, an instrument, even drawing, like I tell my kids at school, I'm like, I don't expect you to be able to draw when you show up. It takes practice. Say you garden for the first time and it doesn't work out, it doesn't mean that you don't have a green thumb. It just means you don't have enough practice, okay? So just like anything, the more you do it, the better you're going to get at it. Okay, so a lot of what I mentioned on the list is actually in this bed. So lettuces, which includes like cress, lettuce, radishes. I've already done carrots, kale, and so easy to grow. So we have lettuce, kale, radishes, carrots, spinach, and sweet peas. So my sweet peas have actually started to bud up. I saw them, so excited about that. And then the reason I suggest those is not only are they just easy to grow, so it gives you some encouragement that yes, you do have a green thumb and it is possible to grow food, but also for kids and even beginning gardeners, you want a quick result. So you want to be able to look at something and say, I did that, I can do this, and I'm willing to wait. But this is a good variety of things that quick germination, quick gathering, so you will be able to actually like pluck that radish, a lot sooner than the carrots. You can be able to see the carrots, but that's a 90-day process. So for a kid, they don't understand 90 days. They just think, we're like, what was the point in us doing this? We didn't get anything out of it. It's not until they finally pull the carrots. So that first year, if you have kids, it's an experiment for them too. So you want to plant the radish, which is a quick one, so they'll be able to pick those, and that gives them something to do while they're waiting on the carrots, as well as with the salad. And who doesn't like to snack on a radish? So, and you'd be surprised, what your kid didn't eat before, they'll eat if they grow it or if they've seen it, in the garden and through the process of growing. So include them in what you're doing, and just use your common sense of what they can and cannot do according to age. Another thing that I mentioned as a tip is don't plant stuff that you don't eat. So if I plant a ton of yellow squash and nobody in my family eats it, why did I do that? Like, it's just going to waste. I'm going to have to give it away. And so don't do that. Just pick the things that you know you want. Another tip is if you're not sure if you like something, go to a fresh market. Don't be wary of what grocery store you get it from, because that stuff could be weeks old. It traveled a really long ways. So if you can get a hold of like some fresh of something that you haven't tried before, and you're like, well, I want to grow it, but I'm not really sure that I'm going to like it, do it that way first.